I'm setting a timer.
I'm putting mine on.
I'm doing a timer.
See whose timer wins.
Okay.
Mine will catch up with yours. I think that we're both dressed exactly as our personalities would.
This is how I want to present myself to the world. This is how you want to present yourself to the world.
This is my natural state, but it's also an outfit I've put on and accessorized because I've had so little sleep. I just thought if I just disguise that by wearing as much gold glimmer and Claire's accessories, clips and tropical Hawaiian shirts, then maybe no one noticed that I had about 5 minutes sleep maximum last night.
You don't look like you had 5 minutes sleep, I promise.
I really do. Donnie asked yesterday, Mummy, why do you have purple under your eyes? Wow. Yeah. Wow. That was quite sad.
But apparently eye bags are actually coming back into fashion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a TikTok thing.
Oh.
Apparently it's very cool now to have big eye bags. So, you know, you don't, but embrace it.
It does show that you kind of, you know, been doing something all
been
night.
out,
Yeah.
you know? Having
doesn't
fun.
have to be with
Living
like
life.
for the 4-month-old kind of doing this all night, moving up and down. He must do so many steps.
I know, right? God, imagine his pedometer. Jeez, I'm jealous. I'm struggling to get even half my 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, God. 10,000 steps is a distant memory.
I used to think, oh, it's so easy to get down 10,000 steps walking around Soho aimlessly. But
it was.
Going to an audition and then spending 2 hours like going through the big top shop in Oxford Circus to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
But now it's like distant dream. Distant dream. It's actually really hard to get those 10,000 steps in if you live in a small flat. So there you go.
Well, yeah, even in this house, going up and down the stairs is quite good. But I feel every morning now when I wake up after having these nights with him, which are just like battles, beautiful battles, I feel like I've run a marathon too. It's so exhausting. I don't remember it being this exhausting.
He's going to be a big boy, that's why.
He's going to be a big boy. For those who've been following my breastfeeding journey, which I hate using the word journey, and whenever I do use the word journey in Instagram, you know, on Instagram, I am being tongue-in-cheek, but I didn't realise that tongue-in-cheek doesn't come across.
People don't know.
But my breastfeeding journey is been an arduous one, actually, this time. I'm feeding him goat's milk now, which I feel so grossed out by.
Is that safer for babies or something than cow's milk?
So I'm basically feeding him a full day of breast milk, all from the boob. He's sucking that up. And then on top of that, just to fill him up, I'm feeding him formula because I can't cope anymore. And fuck it, you know, whatever. But I'm baffled by how there's not a vegan formula. I know there's a soya formula, but we know how I feel about soy.
We're not going to go into that again. That would be insulting.
No. So imagine if I fed soy to my baby. Just no way I'm going to do that.
No.
Imagine if I'm setting him up just to be an evil, obese kind of criminal.
Yeah, but then what's the politics of making your baby vegan if you're not practicing veganism at the moment?
No, exactly. I've lost all. There's no, you know.
Oh, but you're just saying it's interesting that there isn't a vegan one.
There's just fascinating. Yeah. There's not an alternative. I'm sure lots of people feed their baby soy formula and that's actually fine. But given my experience with soy, I just can't do it. I'm sorry. But
vegan mums probably just use the breast milk and, you know, don't trust anything else.
The thing is, breastfeeding is a full-time job. If you can't feed them all day, every day, then you have to have some alternative. Or you have a giant baby, like I think what we've now got. And it's just impossible now. But goat's milk apparently is less because it doesn't have lactose in, which again, I don't understand. Why do cows have lactose in, but not goats?
Maybe because cows have 4 stomachs.
Four stomachs?
Yeah, they have 4 stomachs.
Do they? How many stomachs do cows have?
Yeah, that's how many stomachs cows have. I mean, I don't know anything else besides that fact, but it might be something to do with that.
So one of the stomachs might have lactose in.
Sure. Lactose must be an enzyme used for breaking down something, you know? It's for breaking down lactase, which is a sugar that's in milk, I think. Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, anyway, the lactose, I think he has got some kind of response to, which is contributing to his extreme vomiting. Yeah. I think people who don't have a vomiting baby don't realise what it's like to have a vomiting baby. It's so hard. It's like handling a firework all day that could go off at any time. And people think, oh, it's a baby, I can come and hold the baby. Like Donnie and Margot constantly, oh, am I going to hold the baby? And I'm like, yeah, in 25 minutes. I just sit here very still. In 25 minutes, you might be able to hold him. It's so relentless, the vomit.
That just reminds me of in the Amy Schumer documentary that you got me to watch, the Expecting Amy thing, which is brilliant, if anyone hasn't seen it. It's her sort of documenting the process of her getting pregnant at the same time as going on a big tour for this show that she then put on Netflix called Growing, I think. And it's funny because I adored the documentary, and obviously it's building up to the show and you get little insights into it, and so I was really excited to watch the special at the end. And obviously I watched the special and I thought, it's good, but it wasn't nearly as amazing as the documentary. But then it just made me respect her so much as a person and so much as a mother and everything like that. But she said because she'd had such a horrendous pregnancy with the vomiting, mothers that haven't been through as difficult a pregnancy as her, mothers that have like a really easy pregnancy or people that enjoy being pregnant, that she wants them to like crash into a river or something. It was really funny.
Yeah, it's a completely different experience. And then you get so cocky about it if you have a good baby. And like, because I think actually comparatively, Margot was a dream. Now Donnie was difficult, but first babies are always difficult because you just don't know what you're doing.
Sure.
So I did go into this whole thing being cocky, thinking I know how to do this. Ordered everything I needed to order on Amazon. Was ready. He surprised me in every single way.
Wow.
In a good way, because I think if he wasn't such a smiley, cute baby, then I would be finding it much more difficult. But even with Alfie, I think men take way longer to love their child. I mean, Alfie's quite a peculiar character, so I'm sure some men love their child immediately. Not that Alfie doesn't love his child. I'm sure he does love his child, but Alfie kind of needs something back, I think. But Ten adores him. It's kind of really annoying, given that I'm doing the brunt of the parenting, really. But he is obsessed with Alfie. He hears Alfie's voice in the room, and immediately looks around and starts smiling. He comes kind of quite close to him and he starts beaming. He adores him.
Maybe it's because of his beard and stuff, and it's like a lot of visual stimulation.
Yeah, actually, this is another thing I would like to talk about today, beards. I've never hated Alfie's beard more at the moment. He's grown it to... He looks so bad. And he started stealing. I talked last week about the fact that Alfie stole my collagen. And I went into we had a massive fight about it. He started stealing my comb, which I use for my eyebrows. Because everyone uses a comb for their eyebrows.
I use a comb for my eyebrows. Actually, I use an old mascara one that I cleaned of mascara.
That's so clever.
It is.
Top
I'm
tip.
a genius.
Top tip. Yeah, he's stolen my comb, my eyebrow comb, for his fucking beard. And now around the sink, I just see these tiny little hairs that have fallen, because he's grown his beard so long in this lockdown period that I just see these little hairs. And I don't think men can see little hairs.
No, I don't think they can. That's actually a really fascinating theory, because at my boyfriend's house, the bathroom, he lives in a house of 4 boys, it's an actual nightmare. It is a post-explosion, like, global disaster nightmare in terms of the fucking mini... There's a mushroom going out of the bathroom. There's an actual mushroom growing out of the floor tiles in the bathroom.
That's disgusting. I actually want to vomit.
That's the clean bathroom.
That's the clean bathroom. If you go into the... I've not been into the bathroom downstairs because it's fresh hell.
The one with the mushroom in it isn't too bad.
There's a mushroom growing out of the floor, Horatio. I think that we can probably agree that it's not that good.
We're all surprised by the mushroom in that bathroom.
Is that growing out of mould?
We have no idea.
Well, there's
Why haven't you chopped the mushroom off?
Because it's kind of fascinating at this point.
It's come up through between the two of the tiles. It's grown.
The shower curtain, black with mould. You can't touch it.
That was like that before we arrived.
You have to play a game of kind of like the floor is lava.
You arrived, why didn't you remove it?
Well, because
it wasn't there before you arrived. It wasn't.
Like that.
It wasn't there before you arrived. It wasn't. The hairs are everywhere.
Okay.
But it's just so funny because I don't know, like the upkeep is just like this completely different beast. I feel. Even if somebody cleans the bathroom, I clean the bathroom, whatever. In a week, it's the same thing. So it's just you're right. Men don't detect these things.
Yeah, but I need it to be. I think it's something you get to the stage when you're a mother. You have to. If you don't keep a little bit on top of the mess, by the end of the day, you just can't come back from it. So I've kind of learned to just keep tidying as I go. And our grandma used to say, which is what our mum passed down to me. She said, every time you go up the stairs, take one thing.
Yeah.
And that has helped me so much, just because then it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Yeah.
But mold is. Something that if you don't deal with the mold immediately, you're fucked.
Exactly.
So you need to deal with that mold.
I know.
I swear you have to get like a humidifier. You have to do loads of stuff that's like really complex.
It is really difficult.
The spray, you just have to do the spray over and over again. The flat we were living in just before this, was a mouldy flat. I can't. It's one of the things that estate agents just are criminal for not telling you about. If I had known I would be living for a year in a mouldy, hot, humid flat, I would have never moved in there. Oh, it was horrible. And the second we moved out, I suddenly was like, oh, this is what air is like. You don't realise how it affects you.
Yeah.
Ours is a very mouldy house.
But in this episode, we're going to be talking about health and hair. Because Bebe cut my hair in a Patreon video we did last week, and people are very sweet about your hair cutting technique. You got a career there if you want one.
If I need one, probably do.
Yeah. You've done your hair in sassy little half pigtails today.
Exactly, yeah. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing, the way that you were talking about your fear of cutting hair and the way that you hold on to that as a kind of like protective barrier. What do you think hair represents to you in terms of like your image and your beauty? And I was then thinking about what hair represents to me, and like, I mean, obviously I'm wearing pigtails because I'm terrified of aging, and every time I see 17-year-olds on TikTok, I feel like I want to die. So
no, but that's actually they aren't technically pigtails, because it could just be, it's like you're just doing a down look, but you just got some height here.
Exactly. In fact, if you want to know my inspiration, the actress Sharon Tate, who was brutally murdered by the Manson family, before that, she used to wear like sort of little pigtails to like raise. Oh, it just looks so cool. I've seen loads of these pictures on Instagram.
Somebody also, which I've just watched at night during my long hours of staying up in the night feeding the baby, I've watched this thing called A Teacher. Have you seen it? It's on iPlayer. It's with Rooney Mara's sister, Kate Mara, who also produced it. It's really good. It's based on a book about a teacher who seduces her student, and the student is hot. Like, I would seduce that student. I would fucking seduce that student. He's obviously not a student in it. He's of age. Yeah. And actually, that's why it's interesting, because in the book he's 18 when the illicit affair happens. So he's not a minor, but it's still treated, and she goes to prison and everything. But anyway, in the first half of the book, she's playing maybe 30, and I don't know how old she is, but she's not 30 anyway. In most of the episodes, she's wearing her hair in that kind of style.
Exactly. It's there's something, trying to be youthful, mutton dressed as lamb, maybe slightly predatory, and that's what we're going for today.
When she ages in the book 5 years, she's got a asymmetric bob. You know, the ones that are really high at the back and then they come down in the front.
Oh yeah, very Victoria Beckham a la 2007.
Never. Never. I would not suit that.
I think that we can agree on that.
It would make my nose just look like, I just could not do that. No.
What do you think about like the age difference debate in relationships and stuff like that?
Well, if it was reversed, if Kate Mara was the man, anyway, I was going to make. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But anyway, she, I don't know. It's really.
I think it is interesting. I think in terms of like political correctness, I think when a woman goes out with a younger man, it's much more kind of fine and kosher than when a man goes out with a younger woman, even though that's probably more common. But I do think it's interesting because, I don't know, men like age slower anyway. Like, men are less emotionally mature anyway.
But this series is really good, and I want to read the book now, because you would think that, so basically the student seduced her, and he was the one to instigate the first kiss at school. And then they go on this kind of short-lived affair. It breaks up the marriage. She kind of stupidly tells her friend, because the friend's like, oh my God, you look so in love, you're glowing. And she stupidly, drunkenly says, well, I'm seeing this person. And the friend draws it out of her. Oh, no, tell me who. And she says, it's Eric. And, Eric in senior year. And the friend, you would think, would be like, oh my God, you're so silly.
Yeah.
It's actually like, I'm reporting you, that's it. And then the next thing you know, she's in prison. And then by the end of the series, the boy, so she goes to prison, she has a really hard time. But the boy ends up having a really shit 20s and can't get over it because he basically put her in prison.
Yeah.
And you think that he feels bad and actually they're going to fall in love and have, I don't know, you just want it to work out. But it ends with him saying, you took advantage of me. When she didn't actually. He took advantage. But the thing is, he was not an adult yet.
Exactly, because you're not cognizant really at that age, supposedly.
But it kind of, would he have just been a fuck up in his 20s anyway?
Oh God, it's such an interesting grey area.
Is he blaming this? Like, and I've had to deal with this so much, and I've forensically gone over my experiences in my 20s and thought, oh, was this experience with this guy, did I affect that? Did my rape affect how I treated this guy? Or would the relation, would have had more, would I have had better relationships if I hadn't have been raped? Ultimately, it comes down to me. I'm a weirdo. Yes, I was also raped, but I don't know how I would have been in a relationship.
Well, I mean, it's such an interesting question. I actually watched. Oh God, I don't know if I should even say this. I actually watched an interview with Jermaine Greer last night, who obviously is the kind of like feminist icon who now has been kind of blacklisted because she's very anti-trans and offensive and all this kind of stuff, which is all true. But she's a critical thinker, and there's the argument that ultimately, should you let somebody be able to be nuanced in their opinion and still, because she is really intelligent on some topics. And basically, just to cut a long story short, she was raped and thinks that we should challenge this notion of victimhood or survivordom, and don't base all of the experiences in your life based on that one thing, because being raped is not the worst thing that can happen to you, in her opinion. You know, she argues like murder is so much worse. You know, people. I think it is really interesting because I just feel like there's been such a shift in the way that we look at it now. And I feel like people that have gone through what you've gone through have a real pressure on them to identify yourself so strongly with that and say that so many of your life experiences have been because of that. But ultimately, shouldn't it be up to you to decide?
Well, yeah, that's why.
You know, what you felt. I'm not saying I necessarily align with Jermaine Greer, but I just thought it was a really interesting sort of question.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Well, that's in my show Sunrise. I talk about bumping into a woman at a Barry's bootcamp class. Oh my God, Barry's bootcamp. Can you imagine going to a Barry's bootcamp now?
Crazy.
Being
Imagine
in a hot treadmill next to...
And the sweat in the air.
Oh God, in a dark red room where people are screaming at you.
It's actually kind of mental that we did that. Now that the world has changed so much, I don't think I would ever put myself through that again.
Every time I took you to a Barry's bootcamp, you hated me.
Cried on the treadmills.
Oh God. The first one I went to, I did feel like I'd just been attacked. And you were with me. Do you remember? Oh God.
I don't like the way that the trainer personally victimizes you.
Yeah.
He comes up to me and he's like, number 16, I see that you're not doing it. And it's just like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I can fake it if I need to.
I think once he actually shouted at one of the trainers actually shouted at somebody, come on, lazy bitch.
That would be my technique. That would be my technique.
They're so horrible to you, but
yeah.
I do love him. Anyway, one of the trainers at Barry's bootcamp was, I froze as I walked in because she had gone out with my rapist when I was a teenager. She obviously wasn't a teenager, she was older, she was the age of the rapist. And do you remember, I don't think I was alone, but I saw her and I immediately froze and I thought, okay, what do I do here? Because I hadn't thought about it in ages. And the scene in Sunrise, which I've written, which was verbatim, I just kind of, at the end of the class, after her kind of, for some reason, singling me out quite a lot and be like, go Jessie, because they have all your names. I went up to her and I said, sorry, I know this is really weird, but did you go out with a guy called da-da-da-da? Anyway, there's a conversation. And I think a lot of people misconstrued me bringing that scene up as a way of me not having unresolved issues with rape, but it wasn't that at all. It was me confronting somebody and genuinely wanting to know if she did know him. And also, just because he did this awful thing to me doesn't eradicate him from kind of having a future.
Yeah.
He still is around, probably. And it's really interesting to me to think, he's not the same person as he was when he raped me. He went to jail. He's a completely different person now. You know, he would have learned stuff. I've learned stuff. But I don't think just because somebody's done something awful to you doesn't mean that you don't still think of them. Yeah. And don't still want to know about them and stuff. So, yeah.
I think it was a really interesting part of the show. But, like, that goes with so much of the experiences that we've had of when you put something of yourself out there that's honest and nuanced, obviously, as human kind of experiences, people aren't going to get it. You know, if you do a funny joke on Instagram that's obviously supposed to be tongue-in-cheek, some people are going to think that you're taking yourself seriously. Yeah. If you put a podcast out there where you're talking about issues in like a rounded way, people are going to think that you're like offensive or whatever. And I think a year ago I would have really been too scared to do anything, but you have influenced me so much, and all of the shitty experiences we've been through have taught me, like, I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So to the people on the Apple Podcast review who said that she likes the podcast, but she has a real issue with adult women who call their own mother mummy, you're a psychopath. Who calls their own mother mum inside of her own house?
No.
I agree with
calling your mother mum inside of her own house, her own dwelling, that's disrespectful. And I think that you should think about this.
I just don't know what you would call.
We call her mummy or mama?
Mama.
Do you want to grow up and get over it?
I actually don't even really call her anything anymore. It's just kind of like, I just feel weird calling her mum. I just don't know why. Some people will get us, some people won't. That's fine.
Mum is a cold, clinical word, and I'm not going to use it.
It's almost as bad as mother. But mother could be quite funny, but there's just no way she would let that happen.
Also, another person left a really nasty review saying that all of the other reviews are so nice, which is great. So if you do want to leave
two of them.
No, there were like 10. It's really nice.
There are loads.
Yeah.
50.
If you want to leave a great review, hey, thumbs up. Thank you very much, girl. But the other only bad review said, who the fuck are these bitches? Jessie played a 2-bit part in Harry Potter, and her sister, who is she?
Why are you listening then?
Why are you listening?
Go away.
Exactly. Stop being so obsessed with us.
Yeah, you become a small part in Harry Potter.
You're negging us.
You try and do that.
You are negging us. Okay, so yeah, all a bit of fun.
Yeah. I don't read any comments, which is why I'm happy.
And that's why I'm not.
Yeah.
But
basically, this week has been taken up by annoying health things. We'll get back onto the hair thing later. But for some people who don't realise what childbirth is, and I didn't realise actually, even though I had given birth twice before, it doesn't end after you give birth. It goes on for quite a while. And with both Donnie and Margot, it was all of my things were kind of done and dusted by about 2 weeks after. But this time I've been bleeding for quite a long time. And so I've been having to check that I don't have any retained products, which is a horrible phrase, in my uterus. And I don't.
Makes me think of like the bargain bin in a supermarket. I don't know why.
Yeah.
With the sausages that are like just about to go off, and you think, am I going to use them tonight? Oh, I'll get them in a nighttime pee.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's like.
I don't know why.
So I've had to have a scan to check I don't have anything in my uterus. My uterus is soft, which apparently isn't good. But because of my polycystic ovaries, I knew things would be difficult anyway. But now I'm having to have blood tests and all of this stuff to check. But anyway, it's just relentless. And I think the Amy Schumer thing of kind of realising that if you haven't gone through this side of the afterbirth too, I'd kind of have a different feeling now about, I kind of look at that person I was with having no problems with Margot afterwards, no problems with Donnie afterwards, and I kind of like, I don't like you.
Yeah. Exactly. When you've been through something difficult, it's really difficult to not be incredibly judgmental about people that haven't been through that. It's the same with obviously grief and everything like that.
It's just jealousy.
But it's just jealousy, isn't it? It's just you wishing that you hadn't had the hard time. So you can forgive yourself for having those feelings, but also acknowledge, okay, it's not that I hate everybody that hasn't been through a difficult childbirth or anything like that. It's just that I've had a difficult time. So you gotta forgive yourself.
I mean, it's also, the bar keeps raising. So so he doesn't sleep at night and he vomits all the time and he's moving constantly but he's also smiling and loving and I have a child and everything's brilliant. So I don't really care that I'm still bleeding and I'm in pain and I've got to have these appointments, and it's just all of my levels have just gone up and I'm just more prepared now for everything. So it has made me stronger in a way.
Well, you're so strong. Honestly,
I'm so strong.
You should have been Wonder Woman 1984. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Didn't you audition for Wonder Woman recently?
No.
It was my friend. No, I've got a friend who could be Wonder Woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I mean, Ema, she could easily be Wonder Woman.
Oh my God, she would be. She's Amazonian. She'd be perfect for it.
It's just a crime that she hasn't been Wonder Woman.
It's just mental. But I just find it funny with like superhero movies nowadays. Like they all just look so unappealing. I don't know what it is. It's like they were sort of basic and child cartoons before, and then they went through a phase of being cool and edgy and Deadpool and all they swear. And now it's like they seem to have come back around to being these kind of clinical, soapy, over sort of drawn ridiculousness, like who is going to see superhero who's going to see superhero movies now? If you are, you're a loser. Sorry.
Well, I read this thing on Men's Health, which is my favourite magazine.
That is so weird.
No, it pops up on my Apple News thing.
Oh, good. I'm glad you don't buy it in the paper form. Like, imagine
Who buys magazines anymore?
Imagine Jessie just on the tube flicking through Men's Health.
No, because my mission this year is to become an MMA fighter. So I've started doing weights at home, obviously at home because you can't go to the gym. And I've stopped doing cardio. And cardio has always been my thing. I think it's come down to kind of my old days of calorie obsessive counting. And I started doing weight and squats to try and become, a meaty muscle woman.
Wonder Woman.
And so this thing popped up on Men's Health from, is it Chris Evans?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the man? Is it Captain America?
Who's the man? Who is the man?
Who is the man?
The government is the man, I guess.
Who's the guy who's got the amazing body right now? He's either Chris Pine or Chris Evans or
Chris. You mean the guy that plays Captain America?
He's basically
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, that's it.
Chris
and I read
Hemsworth.
about his diet and his exercise regime. Oh, it's great because he doesn't do any cardio, so he just does muscle building, and it's really not interesting, this whole thing, but it was fascinating. Just realising you don't need to do cardio, girls.
You do you, babe.
You just do big weights. Get some 5Ks.
I've started doing a TikTok arm exercise thing where you do this to get dancer arms, and you do it 3 times a week. And I did it, and I felt it was super, super hard, and I felt really, really good. And then the next day, I was making the kids pancakes. Oh no, I was making biscuits with the kids, and I turned my head and I crooked my neck so hard that I couldn't look that way for about 2 days. So I'm not very fit. There we go.
Well, Alfie's lockdown purchase, which I deeply didn't want him to make, but because I wanted to get a treadmill, I thought that would be a good thing to do, but the treadmills take a lot of space. He got an air bike, which apparently burns double the calories of treadmills.
Is that a Peloton?
No, it's not Peloton. That's out of our league financially.
Because I just don't really know what Peloton was. I thought it was a clothing company. I thought it was like a Soho House membership. I couldn't tell what the adverts were for. Everyone just seemed so gorgeous and happy. Then I worked out that it was an exercise bike.
It's an exercise bike, but it's essentially a Barry's boot camp on a bike. You can get a lesson. You can do a live class on Peloton.
Oh, I see.
And here you can talk about your air bike.
We're just talking about you.
Hi.
Hey, Alfie.
I made Alfie come in just in case we were having a fight, and I thought he would diffuse the fight.
I did have a dream last night though that and it felt very, very real. I woke up with a huge bit of relief that me and Jessie did have a big fight, and then she said, I never want to work with you again. I don't want to do the podcast anymore. And I started crying, and then I woke up.
Oh, well, if we didn't do the podcast, I would just do one with Alfie, and you would just have to do one with Horatio.
Did you wake up crying?
I woke up. No, I didn't wake up crying, but I woke up like, and I was like, oh, not real.
Aww.
Such a lame anxiety dream. Lame. Jesus, isn't it? That's
we
so
haven't fought
lame.
today. We haven't fought though.
Yeah,
That's good. I was expecting you would because you're so tired.
Yes, but I think Horatio made a good point. I'm so tired. I'm almost kind of like...
Not
Just give up.
Zen-like.
You just had a long day.
Zen-like. You're in the spiritual plane.
It's like I've been up partying all night, which I've never done.
Look at all those clips though, you could.
I've gone overboard with clips. To try
Oh
and make
dear.
it, yeah.
Oh dear.
He doesn't... This is not what Alfie would like me to wear. Is it?
This is what Alfie would like you to wear.
Yeah.
I'm such a nasty person, sorry.
I'm very aware of all the child sick I have on me.
Yeah.
Right, so have you issued an apology to me yet?
No, this is so annoying. This is like the One Show Gate thing. Alfie actually listens to the podcast.
I watched the podcast on YouTube.
When it premieres, which is very sweet of him. You're going to be watching this next Thursday.
Okay, go on. What is it?
Apparently,
At the beginning of the last episode, Jessie tries to torture an already tortured metaphor about careers being like the greyhound track, and that she will back the winning dog, and without too much compunction about whether or not it's the right thing for her. She just wants the success. She will back the shortest odds dog, whereas I'm quite monomaniacal, and even when there is no stand-up, seem foolishly wedded to something that isn't even happening anymore. Anyway, Jessie stated that I didn't know what it was. I called it dog racing, and I did. I said, as we were walking down the street, you mean greyhound racing? And Jessie said yes. She lied in the last podcast about me not knowing what greyhound racing was. And you can have a little go in the YouTube comments and say, oh, it's a red flag again about me being a bad man. You fucking losers on the internet calling me a bad man. Get a grip. Jesus Christ.
Saying that we have an unhealthy family dynamic, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, who are you?
I'm just stuck kissing now. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. You two just start getting off in the corner.
No. Just so you can see, this is
This is the man behind the voice.
Well, this is horrendously smug, isn't it?
Okay,
Jesus,
go now.
But anyway, I'm
Okay,
sorry, I
thanks,
didn't
Alfie.
lie. I just didn't remember. I have a selective memory, as you will know.
I know. I'm also, this is just a sort of joke. I thought it would be funny to be too worked up about it. I'm not really worked up about it.
You were
This
very
is-
worked up about the One Show comment, though, weren't you? That's why we
Yeah.
had to delete something. We
Yeah.
needed to promote one episode where we're talking about the One Show, my favourite show of all time. Which apparently, that's if I don't get on the One Show at some point in my career, I will have failed.
If I don't get on Strictly as well, that's my goal.
Strictly's way out of our league.
No, that's
How
my
could you
10-year
even
plan.
joke
That's
about
my
us getting on
that's
Strictly?
my 10-year plan. That's my 10-year plan.
But apparently, well, in the clip, I say the kids come in and we start singing one, and Alfie got really upset that I didn't say Alfie starts singing one.
Yeah. I felt like calling Fathers for Justice. What is this dad erasure that constantly seems to take place?
I thought you wouldn't want to be uncool singing the One Show theme tune.
I think the benefit of you as you exist in my life is that you display to a broader public the idiosyncrasies in my character, and the fact that I have branded myself as this sort of pseudo intellectual edgelord man
Who knows what greyhound racing is?
who knows what greyhound racing is, and you go, no, look, he's got real humanity like him.
He likes Married at First Sight Australia and the One Show.
I don't
He's
like the One
very-
Show,
no,
but
no.
I'm happy to suffer it.
He's
because
very,
my
very
partner
nuanced,
does.
very, very nuanced character, honestly. And your skin looks great today.
Thank you.
It's because
I
he's
haven't
on a
been
diet.
drinking.
He's on the calorie restricted diet.
You
He's
using my
doing-
FitnessPal?
He's using my fit.
I
Oh,
am
is
using your
he?
fitness pal.
We had a fight a couple of days ago because as he was eating his only meal of the day, his bulk of the calories, he was also logging the calories as he was eating. It was so stupid.
Not enjoying the meal.
And I said to him, just enjoy your meal. This is your only meal of the day. These are only your calories. Enjoy it. And he was like, let me be. And now the kids go around the house shouting, let me be.
Well, I'm sorry if we portray you badly, Alfie.
No.
don't mean to.
No. I was being so humorous.
He does like the One Show.
I don't like the One
He
Show.
let me watch The Simpsons and then the One Show last night. I'm a lucky lady.
The One Show in The Simpsons. Fucking hell, you're a teenager.
Well, it's just something about the One Show just calms me down. Although we have been thinking more about it. The fact that Alex Jones has a rotation of men presenting with her for a week at a time. She's a queen.
Oh, no, she's got powerful
She's
energy.
power.
Very Cleopatra vibe.
Do you like Alex Jones?
No.
You do. I know
No. She's a little
he's
bit-
just being coy. He does.
No, she's a bit like butter wouldn't melt in my arse. I want to see some real,
Do you know who
some
I
real
like?
character.
I like Stacey Dooley.
Really? I
Love
like
Stacey Dooley.
And
This is her hair colour, by the way. Some people ask me what box dye I used. This is the Stacey Dooley Clairol Golden Auburn.
I
So-
like Stacey, and she goes out with Kevin Clifton, who she was on Strictly with. And Kevin Clifton follows me on Instagram, and he likes mine. He shared a drawing of mine on Instagram story the other
It's
day.
just too much good luck all for one
I think
podcast.
Ronan's
Wow.
the best presenter on the One Show.
Ronan
That's
Keating.
apart from me and Sterling, obviously. Then it's Ronan next, because he's got a look on his face that goes, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, what am I doing here? Yeah, he's Ronan Keating is somebody who I think could have been so.
Ronan Keating?
Yeah, he presents with
musician?
Alex. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
musician.
Boyzone. Yes, he is a musician. Thank you very much.
Isn't he in
sure.
Westlife?
No.
No, Boyzone.
Oh.
You're just.
He's a presenter now.
He's on One Show. He is a presenter.
Don't love me for fun, girl. Let me be the one, girl. Love me for a reason, and let the reason be love.
All right.
Anyway,
Thank you for
Thanks for
explaining.
coming, Alf.
Yeah. Isn't this sweet?
so yeah, we're not gonna we've already done 34 minutes. You know, if we're gonna have a fight now, we'd have to have quite a steep fall into the fight.
Right,
Which
I've got to
sometimes
get
does
back to
happen.
my depression now. So I'll see you later. I've done enough of this fucking the ruse
Well-
of trying to pretend that I'm not up there like just sighing constantly and not working, reading about keyword research and how to hack the internet because you're fucking a fat dad that nobody cares about. Anyway, I've got to go.
No, you can go on your air bike.
I'm gonna
We're
go
just
on my.
talking
No,
about
I
your air
can't
bike.
because you'll hear it, listener. You'll hear the air
Go on
bike.
your air bike and we'll shout if we can hear. This will be fun.
We love you,
Yeah?
Alfie.
I can't wait to go on the air bike later, okay? Can't wait to watch the one show and go on the air bike later, okay? Got a fun evening planned, okay?
I need to get drunk again soon, by the way. I'm being serious. I
know.
need to do that soon.
I know.
So I need to just get drunk soon.
Okay.
Okay? I'm just warning you.
Okay. I need to have another baby soon.
I need to fuck off.
Anyway. Back to the air.
Hashtag red flag.
Wow. Anyway, Alfie was being a bit mean about Alex Jones there, and he does like her. He's just playing it cool.
He is just playing it cool.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't, in the face of such grace and beauty?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I want you to. I think our bonus bitching should be on the air bike after this.
I can't use an exercise bike. It hurts me too much.
No, you just have to try. You have to. Honestly, it's amazing. It's fun, and they're only 4-minute sessions. So just do 1 4-minute sessions, 2 sit-ups, exercise done for the day. All done.
Not for me. I just sometimes when I feel, I don't know,
That's happy vibes.
really happy, really happy vibes. Does anybody else occasionally Google search, can you live a long life without ever having to exercise ever? I do search that up. Yeah, I do search that up. I'm like, can you be healthy and slim without ever having to run ever again? And honestly, the answer's yes.
That's what
The
I'm saying
answer's
about
yes.
Chris, whatever Chris it was. He doesn't do any cardio.
Good for him. Oh
He
no,
just
but
does
no
heavy
muscle
weights.
work either.
Oh,
I
no
don't
muscle.
enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it. I think I'm getting to that point now where it's like, I need to stop this charade. I don't enjoy it. And I don't think I'm going to do it. I just think I'm going to give up. I don't think I'm going to do it.
See, I do. I think I was meant to be a dancer.
You're an athlete.
Well, no, I genuinely think if I had just pushed myself a bit harder in the dance direction, I would have been a professional dancer.
Yeah, because you do have some sort of SJP mannerism sometimes.
Yeah, but then I also have the worst posture in the world.
Yeah, but so does she. By SJP, I obviously mean Sarah Jessica Parker Carey from Sex and the City. Used to be a ballet dancer. You can tell with her big operatic gestures. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think about the fact that they're doing a Sex and the City remake without Sam Cam? Is her name Sam Cam? No, that's David Cameron's wife.
Her character's called Samantha and she's called Kim Cattrall, so that's probably why you were getting confused.
I can see that. Oh, obviously.
You dumbass. So I'm very excited about the reboot because as a die-hard Sex and the City fan, I would say I've probably watched it 7 times through. It's the thing I'm geekiest about in the world. I think if I did a quiz, if I was doing Newsnight, not Newsnight, Question Time. Imagine if I started talking about Sex and the City on Newsnight. Jeez. That would probably make it less boring. Anyway, if I was doing Question Time, I would do Sex and the City and I would get 100% and I would win for sure. And so therefore I am excited about...
It's Question Time. I don't think it's called Question Time.
Oh God, it's not called Question Time either. Question Time's another political one. Mastermind. Oh God, that's just how fucking dumb I am.
Yeah, you could I could do Sex and the City
I
too.
have watched Question Time and Newsnight a couple of times, but Newsnight, if I was on Newsnight, I would do Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write that down.
I think I would...
Newsnight.
No, on
on
Mastermind.
Newsnight, doing a 20-minute intense news section on Sex and the City.
I'm sure someone's done that.
Exactly.
Done
What are the
Mastermind.
politics of the episode where they make fun of trans people, etc.? You know, that could be a really interesting topic. Okay, anyway. I would win if I went on Newsnight. No, fuck.
Mastermind.
Talking about Sex and the City. So I'm a huge fan, so I'm excited for the reboot. But my thoughts on Kim Cattrall not joining are, initially when I heard about the rumours that Sarah Jessica Parker is a bit of a bitch, I was quite keen to believe it because, I mean, she's Carrie Bradshaw, she's a mess, she's toxic, you know, that makes sense. I bet Sarah Jessica Parker is really, really difficult. But given how friendly the vibe is between Cynthia Nixon and the woman that plays Charlotte, Kristen Davis. And then you watch this show and they have such a warmth and affection in their sort of like ad-lib moments when they look at each other. I think that Kim Cattrall clearly, you know, she's having her issues and her moment. If she doesn't want to come back, that's cool. But I'm now not going to judge Sarah Jessica Parker and the rest of them because I do genuinely believe that they are wonderful people.
And also, I question why they're doing it. They don't need to. They didn't need to do a movie. They did not need to do the second movie. Why are they doing this? Is it because they all want money? Or is it because they just have a nice time doing it and they actually just didn't gel well with Kim?
No, they're doing
Kimmy.
it. They didn't gel well with Samantha Cameron. I think the reason why they're doing it is because there's been a huge revival and interest. Because you've got people my age and probably younger, you've got teenagers and stuff who are falling in love with the show because it still has this kind of energy and this wit and this dynamism that I don't think that you do get with a lot of shows that are more weighed down by, I don't know, more like political, woke stuff. So those shows are wonderful and valid too, but Sex and the City has a real...
It's simple.
Energy, and it's the simplicity that people love. Plus, with the popularity of that that Instagram handle, Sex and the City outfits, it's like I think it went viral or something because it's just so funny their captions. So I think it's genuinely because there's like a new revival and people are totally going to watch it.
But I think it also shows that even though we've come on so far, like I don't know when the first episode aired, but
1997.
But it shows that the same dilemmas in relationships are essentially, I think what it comes down to is that men don't change. Relationships, if it's not right, it doesn't work. Dating is shit. Even if you're in the 90s, you're in the noughties, whenever. We can, I think that's why.
Who do you relate to out of the four?
I mean, I really don't want to say this, but I think I was Miranda. And
we should all be Mirandas.
I think I was Miranda. My favourite episode, right? I just love her relationship with Steve. I just love it because
Steve.
I like when you see relationships where the woman is really quite unattractive. Like she's beautiful. I'm not saying she's unattractive, but some of her traits were quite unattractive, and he just adored her.
Exactly.
And I am in a relationship where the majority of the time I think I am incredibly unattractive and incredibly difficult. I'm a very difficult person to be in a relationship with, and Alfie still for some reason likes me, so I think I relate to them the most.
That's sweet. You're not difficult to
love.
I
am. I'm very difficult. I'm a very difficult woman. I'm a difficult, intelligent woman, you know? Just you can't keep up. You just can't.
You're just a goodie bag. You're a mystery bag. You put your hand in, you don't know if you're going to get a naughty or a nice, you know?
And if you steal my comb for your beard, I'll be a bitch about it.
Exactly. Or if you steal some of Jessie's energy bars one day, you're going to order some and then she's going to steal them right back.
I know you steal my bars. I order these bars off Amazon because I have, some of you will know that I used to have a smoothie bowl for breakfast, and you cannot have a smoothie bowl whilst you're breastfeeding a newborn because the smoothie bowl will go all over you, the sofa, and the newborn, and you will be so traumatized by that experience that you'll never have a smoothie bowl again. So I now have just a bar, and
they're so tasty.
And I know you ordered some. And
I only took 3 of yours. You took 7 of mine.
Sonny, to be fair, wanted me to steal more because he actually likes them too. Anyway,
not fair.
We have to hide bars when you come round. We hide them.
Okay, I think we've covered this either on the podcast or at least in our actual relationship. But just so everybody knows, it's useless trying to hide food around me.
No.
I'm going to be able to find it. There's no hiding from me. If you were a fat to obese child with a bowl cut, you develop skills. My skills include knowing where food is going to be hidden in the kitchen, knowing about potential hiding spaces, okay? Behind things, over things, under things. Maybe there's a loose bit of shelf. Maybe somebody put something in there. I think about it, okay? I know the ways to get into the box. Ooh, an unopened box of Jaffa cakes. How am I going to be able to get around that? They're going to know if I've had some. Ooh, open up the bottom of it. Take it out. Use a small scissor. Take some out. Sellotape it back up. Put it back in. Sometimes you underestimate me.
Okay, fine.
I'm going to be able to find things that you hide, so you can't trick me.
This is what our bonus video is going to be today. We're going to go into the kitchen and we're going to see if Bebe can find the hidden food.
I'm going to be able to find it.
You won't.
I'm going to be able
Alfie
to find it.
Alfie hid it really well.
Okay.
Alfie hid it.
Okay.
It's not me that wants to hide it, it's Alfie, because he's kind of fucking with you.
I find it really insulting, actually, you guys are hiding food from me. I'm an adult woman.
No, he's just... He's intrigued. He's just intrigued that you have this relationship with food where it's kind of like...
I only enjoy it if I'm not supposed to be having it. I fucked myself up so much that even if somebody actively gives me something nice and is like, you can have this, I won't touch that shit. I'm going to wait until they've left the room and I'm going to sneak something that I'm not supposed to have.
Okay, well, we'll see if you can find... Because we went to the big Sainsbury yesterday. We got a lot of good snacks.
Ooh, nothing's going to be as good as Nesquik straight out the tub.
Oh, there's a vegan Galaxy hot chocolate. This is what I've been waiting for. I used to have a single sachet of mint options hot chocolate after dinner and for breakfast.
I think we're coming across as the most unattractive people. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Who wouldn't want a mint low-calorie hot chocolate for breakfast with a persimmon? I can't believe I used to eat persimmon, Sharon fruit. Does anyone else love Sharon fruit? And do you know why I like Sharon fruit? It's because it's like eating sugar, just pure sugar. So I would have a low-calorie hot chocolate and a Sharon fruit. Anyway, I've stopped doing that now. But now I see that there's a vegan Galaxy hot chocolate drink. Gonna try that tonight. Special, what day is it?
Thursday.
Treat Thursdays. Lockdown has just got quite exciting.
I don't like anything with mint in it, but I do like the white chocolate options, hot chocolate. Yum, 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 yum.
Very good. I used to mix that with the mint one.
Oh my God, gross. So yeah, wow.
I think the reason why I'm so attached to my hair is because
you wrote down a hair here and we started talking about it earlier and then we just forgot to continue that.
I have made a pact with, and I've said it out loud so it has to happen, / it doesn't, and I'm not going to do it, that when I'm 35, I'm 34 this year, so next year, fucking hell, oh my God, I'm almost dead. When I'm 35, I'm going to have a bob. I'm going to cut my hair into a bob. And I'm going to just do it. So that's my resolution. I've decided this is what I'm going to do. And I don't know why, but it's just I'm not enjoying my hair this long because I can't do anything with it and I can't wear it down. And I've always wanted a bob, but I've been too scared.
And you would look amazing with a bob as well.
Well, I'd had a bob throughout my childhood. So I don't know whether it's me deciding, right, I'm growing up, I'm cutting my hair, or it's I want to be a child again. I'm going to have a bob. See, look, I've got a bob over there. That's a long bob. That's me and you there. That's a long bob.
Yeah, you look great with a long bob.
Yeah.
I think that you would even pull off a jaw length one.
And I think you should do that haircut. Can we show that photo? That's so sweet. No, we are. That's so sweet. Look, you were always just wanting to perform. Why did we have a microphone?
Very strange. Very strange. Yeah, I know. I just want to grow my hair really, really long too and then chop it all off and have the satisfaction of that. But you have to hold yourself to that promise. You've got to cut the bob. You'll probably feel very, very emotional afterwards.
I might do it sooner. I might have a bad day and just do it sooner.
Challenge your notions of your own identity and beauty and all that kind of stuff. I mean, people say that the thrill that you get when you shave off of your hair is incredible because you realise, oh wow, I was attached to this thing that didn't actually mean anything, and it just grows back.
Imagine if you turn up and one day I just shave my head. I did it, baby.
Okay,
you
then
told me.
then we'll have an issue. Yeah, then we'll have an issue.
I might do it sooner. Because I'm so sleep deprived and I'm so rampant with my hormones.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Okay.
I am very changeable. So every day I go through these like different thoughts and desires and think, oh, I'll do this. I'm going to do this with my career. I'm going to do this with my kids. I'm going to do this. And then the next day I'm like, what was that? I didn't, why?
Yeah.
So maybe I will cut it before I'm 35. I can't believe I'm this age and you're this age. It's just so fucked up how quickly time goes.
What age do you think of me in your head? Like the version of me that's like the imagined version?
Well, I was looking at photos yesterday and it's really weird. When you were 16, 17, 18, your facial expressions and stuff is exactly Margot, which made me panic because she's only 4 and she's a sassy 16-year-old in photos.
That's true.
And I think it's my fault because in lockdown, obviously not being able to go out for as much exercise, I've been putting YouTube on for them and letting them dance to songs whilst I do some, jumping or something.
And letting me dance the songs too sometimes.
With the trampoline in the living room and they just dance. And they loved this film called Sing, which was an animated film. And it had brilliant soundtrack, so I put that on. But one of the songs is Shake It Off, which Taylor Swift wrote or did. And the easiest way to get on YouTube is not the Sing version, is the Taylor Swift version, where she looks quite sexy. So I just put that on for her to dance to. And I don't really think about it, but she's getting flooded already because the automatic video after the Taylor Swift Shake It Off is Katy Perry's Raw, where again, Katy Perry looks quite sexy. So Margot is now quite sexy.
I think, it's a very scary question. Like, should you actively let your child consume media as it is, or should you try and hide them from it? But the fact is, until and I'm not even saying that things should change, because you could argue that Taylor Swift and Katy Perry and other, musicians of that ilk, they're being empowering, they're being feminine and stuff, and they're showing it off, and they're not being apologetic. But ultimately, you're not going to be able to change the fact that that stuff is out there. You can't really hide Margot from it, because if you hide her from it, people will be talking about it at school, or she'll see it somewhere else, or she'll see it on a magazine, or she'll see it when she hangs out with me or something like that. I don't think that you can do anything about that. You just have to, not let her do something completely outrageous and pick her up when she does.
Yeah. I think that's the thing about having another kid, though. I forget, if Margot was the baby still, I would probably be babying her more. I mean, I saw something about potty training today on Instagram, and somebody's trying to potty train their kids, and I just realised, that's just happened. She just potty trained herself. I didn't even realise we were doing it. And have I missed out on, really, I don't know, because the other baby's here to focus on. I was pregnant for so long, it just kind of, she's already growing up, because the baby is now the baby, and I feel bad, but at the same time, I think I can monitor YouTube a little bit more.
The grass is always greener. As a parent that lets your child look at stuff, you're going to think, if I didn't know technology, they'd be better. But the fact is, it also provides so many benefits, and they learn from it. So I would say don't worry about it too much.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. See if she turns into an absolute, nightmare.
Well, if she does, then she probably was always going to.
Yeah.
With or without the Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Taylor Swift, though, is great. I didn't realise Taylor Swift is close to my age. I always thought of her as like a teenager. She's not.
She's business savvy. I don't love her music, to be honest, but
I do. But I have no taste in music.
But I think that she represents, like, I don't know, somebody that is absolutely sold her soul and is thriving and doesn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? She has a really kind of powerful energy.
I like how she's best friends with Lena Dunham on Instagram. You don't know if they actually... I mean, Lena Dunham seems to have a lot of best friends too, like Lana Del Rey. I think what everyone's been waiting for, the reason why the podcast has just
done
down,
so well,
just gone down like a fucking
like a
storm.
Like a treat is me talking about my contraceptive nightmare journey.
The coil. BB's journey with the coil.
I don't know. It's all fine now. I'm
coil free.
I'm coil free, babe. Coil free. Want me straight through a metal detector? Nothing's gonna zing. But I think the thing I was most just sort of like blown away by was the fact that I felt really confused about it all. And then I got all these messages from people having the exact same experiences, worse experiences, all completely different ones that were just as equally as like, what the fuck? So I think that contraception is just such a kind of under-talked about topic for women. And I think it's really helpful to put any information out there. So ever since I had it removed, I feel so much better. I can't emphasize that. I don't think I even realised the impact that the hormones and stuff were having on me, even though I only had the hormonal one for a short period of time. But it did take ages for my body to kind of like get back into its normal rhythm. But now that it is, perfect, brilliant.
But I think I can notice it too, because we've had less problems. You haven't been such a bitch.
Exactly. And my skin has been better, and my sleep has been better, and... yeah, who knows? I could be saying all of this and then tomorrow I have a terrible breakout or whatever, something like that. But it feels really nice to not be relying on anything. And even though now there's obviously the additional worry of like having to think about things and, like preventing pregnancy type of thing, that is also a huge burden and stress. But I think I realised I would take that a million times over compromising my health, because it's just the thing that you feel like people assume that you should do, like going on the pill or something like that. But when you actually research it and realise how many fucked up experiences women can have, I don't know.
Oh God,
I'm
once
never
you start
doing that again.
researching, it's just amazing, and it's something that people just don't talk about. And it's exactly the same with what I'm going through right now with this ongoing aftermath of birth. And most people say, you give birth, 2 weeks later, back to normal, 6 weeks later, have sex, back to normal, bleeding stops, vagina's fine, everything's fine. It's just not. And then now, the more I've researched that, I can't believe how I didn't know about how it could have been.
Exactly.
The risks and how some people just have it. It's a lottery.
Exactly.
You could be fine with a coil. You could be fine after you give birth. but then you could also just have a terrible experience.
Exactly. And it's like what we were talking about last week when it comes to health and dieting. We want something for free. Like I wanted something that was going to completely take away any risks and not give me any side effects and make me completely fine and happy and all that kind of stuff. That's never going to happen. So I've now accepted what I have to deal with, which is the burden of having to like be careful. But Natural Cycles, which is what I've been using so far, has been really good and effective. Obviously,
so effective for me too.
It's been
completely
3 months, so who knows? But I will let you guys know if it doesn't work for me. But so far it has been.
It's the same thing with breastfeeding, which I kind of have been feeling so guilty about giving him formula. And when I was breastfeeding fully, exclusively for a year, really, with Margot, I just thought, oh, this is easy. What are women complaining about? Why are they giving the baby formula? And now I'm just like, oh my God, I just was so arrogant and so ignorant to not realise that it can just not work sometimes.
Exactly.
And the more I've researched that, and you know how the phone brings up things if you've been talking about it. And now there's so many women I see on Instagram who've struggled like I have, and it's so nice. You feel like a sense of camaraderie that these women are having the same problem, and it's so nice that people have come forward with their queer problems too. You know.
So thank you, everybody that messages us about the podcast and everything. It's so nice.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, we're very rambly and stuff and whatever, but it's nice that people enjoy that. So
Those two people,
two people, you know, you guys just need to just band up, start going out, and you guys will be happy.
Yeah, and even the haters, you know. Thank you.
Exactly. What does Taylor Swift say? She says, "Shake it off."
Shake it off. And Reese Witherspoon says that as when she sings Taylor's song in Sing, which I really recommend. She's a beautiful pig. Okay. There we go. We're done.
We're good.
Good. Yeah. Ow. Great. Great. So.